of you that are still with us, an update on the running order. Connor, of course, pole so far with a 123.925. In second, we have Wagoner, I'm going to say 124.298, and then a 124.303 to Jensen in the Alfa Romeo. And Fruitful in fourth with a 124.399, a 124.652 to Tavo in fifth. That is your top five thus far with just a little over 8.5 minutes remaining.
Here comes SFR Calvin now. Calvin is on a lap. Let's see what this guy can do. Let's see what Calvin does on the ticket list. Let's see what Calvin can do. He's been improving so much ever since he promoted from GP4 to GP3. One of the hottest prospects at the moment. Let's see what Calvin can do. Calvin swings towards Vale and Club. Swings through. Can Calvin improve his time? Will improve himself. Oh, gives the 14th. Nice job there from Calvin. Beautiful work there. Is Axel Swag, and it puts himself into 11th in the racing point. Good work from him there. So, drivers, let's have a look at any drivers are on their laps. Is it Fruitful on the lap? Yes, he is. Jensen, he is on a lap as well. He's just coming towards Stowe. Oh, that's good. Thank you, Oliver, for letting me know that feedback. So yeah, I just need to. I turn it down to 720 standard, so that should do the ticket. So here comes Jensen. Jensen, of course, GP1 driver as before, as mentioned, and puts himself into second place. SFR are 1 and 2 at the moment. Is Wagoner? Great name, that I would say, Tim.
Yeah, great name indeed, Oliver. And, you know, like I said, I'm still kind of meeting these guys, so I'm going to apologize to the viewers and to the drivers if I get your name wrong. I do apologize, but my eyes aren't exactly the best, and I don't know you yet, so we're going to get those growing pains out of the way very quickly, though. And it looks like everyone has set a time so far, so that is good. Now, we just need to see if anyone has anything for Connor up there with a 123.9, who, speaking of the devil, is on his outlap at the moment. So it looks like he is not quite happy
good
with
lap
that
from
time.
Fruitful. 123.995. Very, very good stuff there from from Fruitful there. Very good work from the Dutchman. Pressuring our SFR Brit. Very, very good stuff there from him. Here's Quinton from the GP2 category. And he's going quite slowly at the moment, so he must be on his in lap. So Quinton... Yeah, Quinton looks like he's coming into the pits for his to get a change. So, what do you think of the times, Tim? I mean, CPI Connor and Fruitful in the 120, 2 drives in the 123s. That's astonishing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly astonishing. And it's a little bit quicker than what we're used to in GP4. However, if you made me remember what the times were in GP4, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I just know that they weren't quite as quick as that. So very quick here indeed. And it just feels like all I can say is quick. But hey, you know, that's what we're seeing here. And Connor on his flying lap now. Let's see if he has anything for himself. He's got to beat his 123.9 if he wants, well, a better lap time. And, of course, as you said, Fruitful, a 123.995. So that is
he's improved. He's improved a bit. 24 thousandths faster in the first sector. So CPI Connor is looking a bit more better. So CPI Connor from the SFR category. Let's see what he can do through to his cops. Let's listen to his engine through cops. Absolute pin to the floor. Oh, he's invalidated. Oh. CPI Connor. Unlucky, my friend.
Very unfortunate indeed. Now, he does have time, if he wants to make another lap. He can get back into the pits and get out there for one more lap, but he's got to be quick about it, and he can't have another mistake like that.
And the Ferraris are team working. The Ferraris are team working. Look at that. SFR's Connor and Old Boy are team working. Ferrari are towing each other down the straight, which is good news to see. As Connor dives into the pits, Old Boy swings through. The number 75 for Old Boy. Oh, it's not. That is actual age. For goodness sake, imagine the signs of that one. Old Boy, 125.1. Very, very good lap there for TCF Old Boy. Just a 10 slower from SAF1 Rye from the GP2 category, who started his lap now, which is a good sign to see. Who else is on a lap? We've got Jeff Dan. Jeff Dan's on the lap. Let's see what he's doing. Jeff Dan is doing very good times at the moment. We got Tarvo in there too. So where's Tarvo? There he is in 4th place. He's from this is a member of the BNL League, of course. He's representing the BNL League today, as long as the others. And it's got 59,000 faster as Tarvo. Very, very good stuff from him. I mean, this is the time of year, Tim, that everyone here in SFR is going to get really excited. I mean, tomorrow is the start of our season. Are you excited for the start of the season?
I am. I'm very excited. Of course, it's going to be at Australia as per usual. So we're going to see just who the fastest drivers are in GP4 tomorrow. I don't think there's any GP4 drivers driving in here today. Well, we did talk about Calvin, but he's officially not a GP4 driver anymore, so I don't think he really counts. Speaking of Calvin, though, I am currently riding on board with him. He's on his out lap. Looks like he's just now going through the 2nd sector. And we'll see if he can improve his time. So far, it's not looking too good for Calvin in the Williams. Only 17th with a 125.700. So he really is looking to improve on that. That's almost 2 seconds.
Oh, Taro spins! Taro spin! And he slammed into the wall in the final corners. And that is not good for the McLaren driver. I think he's got a tiny bit of time on his side, but it's going to be very tight for him, of course. He's running along the wall at the moment. He's breaking his front wing, which is one way of breaking your front wing. He's hitting the wall. So let's have a look at SFR Mackett. He's about to come through in the Alpha Tauri. Let's see how he does, of course, with the Honda engine in the back of that car. And he swings through the last corner. Tava retires, and Mackett is going into 7th place as with a 124.2. You mentioned Calvin. Let's have a look at him. Calvin, of course, promoted from GP2. BNL Racers, come on, boys. Of course, that's the official account, I think, for the BNL League. Please check them out, of course, because they're doing a very good job in their league as well, running things ever so brilliantly. So please check them out, because you probably get good quality racing as we do here in SFR. We also want to say a little bit of a name change there for Calvin as well, Tim. That Calvin is no longer Calvin Racing, it's SFR Calvin Racing. He has changed his name to the league name, which is always fantastic to see.
And you have as well, Oliver. So one of you has taken a note out of the other's playbooks there, and it's it's always good to see just drivers showing up trying to represent their league. And as you said, hats off to BNL Racing. And I just want to say, this is my first introduction to you guys, but thank you so much for joining us on this endeavor. It's always good to see two leagues, instead of competing with one another, to actually have a friendly race to compete with one another, because we're not going to get anywhere.
Fruitful!
Yeah, there's a little bit of issues up front there with Clarky and BNL.
Oh, Calvin gets held up with traffic. Calvin gets held up by traffic, and that cost him time. Poor luck for Calvin. Connor's got to respond now and try and beat Fruitful's 129.904. That is an outstanding lap from Fruitful. Jahogi Boo is up there too with a 124 dead. So now Connor is going to pull the rabbit out of the hat if he wants to get pole position here.
So you were watching Fruitful, I was watching Calvin, and what happened, what it looked like to me, is that something happened between Clarky and BNL Luke, so where there in the last two corners, they just kind of really slowed up, and then Calvin, he was just on a lap, and he he didn't really get involved, he just kind of caught up to him, and as you said, got held up, so very unfortunate for Calvin. Right,
let's see what CPI Connor can do, Tim. This is his final run. Heart must be pumping right now for the Ferrari driver. Let's see what CPI Connor can do. 59,000. Good start there for CPI Connor. Breeze has retired from the session. It's all down to CPI Connor if he wants to get pole position. Jensen's got pole at the moment. 123.854. Good lap for Jensen. SFR pole at the moment. CPI Connor we're watching at the moment. Jensen's stonker of a lap. Absolute brilliant. Here comes Connor through the absolute beautiful Magnus and Beckett's. absolute swings that Ferrari. That was a beautiful off-camera shot with that Ferrari showing the Ferrari's downforce. It's a 10,000 slower and faster than his previous. So Connor, can he get this Ferrari to the top step of the grid? Or is it going to be a front row SFR lockout?
This is the final corner here. This is going for broke. He crosses the line. Does he do it? No, he does not. A 1:23.905. Yes, 1,000th of a second off of Fruitful's time. So unfortunate for Connor. So it's a 1 and 3 lineup for SFR. So BNL, they own the second spot on the starting grid today. So we'll see how that translates into the race while we just wait for the remaining competitors to complete their lap.
Unbelievable. Whew. Brilliant qualifying. Absolute brilliant qualifying.
Yeah, it looks like everyone is completed, so I guess we're just waiting on the time to run out. So about another minute and we will be able to give you an official starting lineup. But as I said, everyone does appear to be done with their lap. So I think what you see is what you're going to get.
Indeed so. Okay, so Jensen starts pole. SFR gets pole position ahead of BNL Fruitful and SFR's CPI Connor. Jensen's very, very happy with his lap time, but I don't blame him. Absolute brilliant lap. Do apologise, I got the Hoover going on.
So our official starting lineup for the British Grand Prix is Jensen in first, Fruitful in second, Connor in third, Boom in fourth, Wagner in fifth, Rory looks like in sixth, seventh is Avo, SAF1, Mackett in eighth, ninth is Rail 2909, Tom T in 10th, 11th is Axel Swag, Case in 12th, 13th is Clarky, 14th is SAF1, Quentin, and 15th is Jeff Dan, Reezer in 16th, Old Boy in 17th, Cassidy in 18th, Calvin in 19th, and BNL Luke in 20th place.
So, let's see what happens next. Race day. Let's see what happens.
This is gonna be exciting, Oliver. And oh my goodness, look at the sky. It's not raining, but it sure looks like it could.
It's a bit of an overcast day. It's a bit of an overcast day here in Silverstone, of course. So let's see what the drivers will be picking.
Looks like we're just about to start. 15 seconds of the formation lap gets underway. So hopefully all the drivers have their setup, what little you can change after park permit rules.
I think they're going to change the front wheel. Oh, CPI Connor's left the session. Right, okay, so we need to get back in as soon as possible.
But that would be very unfortunate if he did not get back in after qualifying.
Right, there we go. So it's been invite. There we go. So CPI Connor, a lovely invite to go through. So let's see what the tyres are on. Let's see what tyres these guys are on. Oh, a lovely bit of selection there. So we got, like, what's it, 6 drivers? Yeah, 6 drivers on mediums. Calvin's gone to soft. Cassie's gone soft. Old Boy's gone soft. And Quinton's gone soft.
So a little bit of a mix of strategies. Of course, you know me, Oliver. I am a fan of the reverse strategy and extending that first stint a little bit longer if you can. Of course, it doesn't always work, and sometimes you're just a victim of what's best for the track. But if you're starting outside the top 10 and you have that free choice of tire, if you think you can make it work, you might as well try it because you're already outside the top 10. So it's almost like you have nothing to lose.
Indeed so, if you think about it. The opposite strategy, of course, works out very well. So let's see what the medium tire runners can do. Because you think about it, I think the soft, it's not really much of a punishing circuit around Silverstone to see what because the soft tires can go, I think, I'd go 13, 14 laps before they die off. So, and the mediums can go a little bit more longer than that. I think good 17, possibly 17, 20 laps. So, a good selection of tires, and see what happens in the race. So you can see Jensen about to line his car up on the grid. Still no sign of CPI Connor as yet. He's still trying to connect in to the session. I'll send another invite actually just before the race starts.
If he can get back in, that's unfortunate that he was disconnected. Of course, we're about to approach the starting grid, so he does not have a lot of time to get back in. Of course, his AI will take over for him, but the AI isn't exactly, you know, they're not the one for pace. Yeah, exactly. So we don't want Connor to be a victim of the AI, but all drivers are finding their place on the grid. A few drivers in the back of the pack still trying to find where they need to be, and hopefully we can get Connor in.
There he is!
Just joined. There we go, just in time. Connor is ready to go.
Right, you take away with the start procedure, Tim.
So here we go. You hear those engines revving. You hear those itchy pedal feet. This is SFR versus BNL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in the air. No red lights. We are green for the British Grand Prix, and already we got a big start from Jensen in the racing point of Fruitful trying to go on the inside into turn number 1. Does he do it? They're side by side. Into turn number 2 around the outside. It is Fruitful. Jensen on the inside for SFR. BNL on the outside in the racing point. And look at that. Just big battles there. And now who is that in third? Looks like that is a Mercedes. Is it not? Yes, it is. And we have a yellow flag.
They're still side by side. My God.
Yes, they are. Oh, my goodness. And it looks like Fruitful is just barely edging ahead of Jensen, riding on board with Jensen. It looks like, oh, and there's some contact, some very minor contact, but nothing to really get too up in a fuss about. That's funny coming from me, though. Racing Point on the inside now. Looks like a switcheroo going through cops now. My goodness, they just do not want to let up. They know that the lead is on the line, but Fruitful has gotten ahead for BNL so far.
Virtual safety car. Is that for CPI Connor? It is. CPI Connor. It's literally, I think he span. CPI Connor, oh, he's lost his front wing. Oh no, CPI Connor, of all the things he wanted. Oh, that's not so good. But BNL, the BNL's Fruitful is after an adventurous first lap, side by side with Jensen. Like, well, what's that? To be 3/4 of the lap. That was unbelievable racing. That was unreal. Jesus Louise, that was unbelievable.
That it was. And you know what? Hats off to both Jensen and Fruitful. There was only one tiny bit of minor contact, not even enough to damage a front wing. And so both of those drivers really keeping it clean, keeping it with nice, hard, aggressive racing. That was just magnificent. And DRS is enabled. We are back under green, and so it is Fruitful versus Jensen. Jensen in second, and who is that in third? That looks like it's Huge Boom in the Mercedes. Yes, it is. And then it's the Haas of Roan back in fourth place.
Of Jensen, DRS is, you say it's the third lap, Tim, but you know SFR lobbies always plays tricks on us. It's actually the second lap, not the third. And look at Jahoggy around the outside into left field. Left field is not an easy place to overtake if you're around the outside. Jensen gets a little twitch. Jahoggy is all over the back of that Alfa Romeo of Jensen. And they go through cops, they go, and Jensen sticks ahead. Sticks Alfa Romeo ahead, and Fruitful loves League versus League racing, is literally flying away into the distance and leaving Jensen all behind. There you go, Tim. It's now the second lap, not the third. We do love lobbies playing tricks on us, don't they?
I guess we do, but now I do see it is officially updated, and I thought it was weird that the DRS was being activated a little bit earlier, but I gotta go off of what I see. And what I see right now is Jensen closing in on Fruitful as there's a lockup from that racing point.
Indeed so. So Jensen's obviously applying the pressure to Fruitful. Let's see how they do.
I think we might have lost Oliver. Not sure if he's still there with us or not. Hopefully he is, but going to continue to talk with you here, riding on board with Jensen as he's just trying to chase down Fruitful. It looks like Jensen is a little bit quicker. Not sure about lap times at the moment, but it does look like that Alfa Romeo is a little bit quicker.
Mackett spun in the turn 2 area, so Mackett spun from the looks of things. So he's gone back on track now, which is good to see. It's got Wagoner. Wagoner and Tavo get very close to each other. In their league partner.
Yeah, and this is a nice, friendly event. And it's really good to see, you know, that it looks so far like there's some very good sportsmanship between the two leagues here, and that's always good to see. Currently watching Tom in 7th there in the Haas machine, trying to chase down Wagner.
Oh, no,
Wagner is off! Wagner in the Red Bull, he is off! Oh my goodness, and he's in the grass now. Gonna lose a tremendous amount of spots, just trying to find his way back onto the racing surface, and he's gonna rejoin in 15th place and probably lose even more spots than that.
Wow, unbelievable. Got it all wrong in Magnus and Beckett, and that is when the problem started. Unbelievable stuff there. Poor luck there for Wagoner. That's really unfortunate for him there. But now Jensen. Here comes Jensen. Jensen's not going to be too pleased to be in second because he wants the first place even more so. Jensen and Fruit will have raced. They'll be racing on Thursday in the SFR GP1 series. So these two will be locking horns in Australia in about 4 days to 5 days time. So these 3 or 4 or 5 days time now. So a little preview of GP1 maybe. A little preview of GP1 in Australia. These two locking horns. So Tim, this is your first glance of GP1 racing for you. Jensen versus Fruitful.
Yeah, and so far it looks like it is incredibly close racing, and Jensen has in fact closed that gap even more since the last time I decided to watch him, and approaching Maggots and Beckett's now here in just a moment. Let's see which driver gets it better through here. Top 3 is Fruitful, Jensen, and Huge Boom. So it is Racing Point, Alfa Romeo, and Mercedes, and it looks like only has a 3-second time penalty. Wow, the Mercedes got close, and he's almost off. He was a tremendous save. Good job from Huge Boom.
And R99 wants to get through. No, Jogging Boots cuts him off. But what an incredible save. High speed, waggy tail, and caught the car. Absolute great save there for Jahoogie Boom there. Great save.
That was incredibly impressive. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I thought that he had lost it. And look at that. Clarkie F1, a 128.0, the fastest lap in the McLaren on the medium tires.
So is that showing something there that the medium tires, the soft's only done a lap, 4 laps around here. So that's saying something. So we're going to see how this all turns out. And so we've got Jensen closing in slowly on Fruitful. Closing in ever more with the DRS, and Jahoogie Boom right behind. Let's have a look at SAF1 Rye because he's all over Tom. We're gonna look at Tom's getting a little bit wide, probably gonna look a little bit defensive. He's gonna give SAF1 Rye a chance. SFR versus BNL. So can SAF1 Rye get past Tom? And Tom sticks to his guns. And he's getting really close. He's gonna go for a brave move, going into the chicanes. Oh, very close. Very close there. Right.
Jensen is maintaining a consistent gap, but it looks like he's about to pass Fruitful on the outside. Look at that, Fruitful giving him only enough room, and Fruitful is going to hold on to the lead for now. Jensen going to have to try to regroup and come back at him. A little bit of a lockup there from Fruitful might play into Jensen's hands, but it looks like Jensen had a little bit of a bobble there too. He had to lift to avoid getting to the back of Fruitful, so that is not going to help him at all. So it's still that consistent 3/4 tenths of a second gap between the two as they go through turn number 1. There's going to be another DRS zone coming up here very soon. That might give the Alfa Romeo a chance to get around the racing point as another lockup from Fruitful happens, that time on the right front.
I just figured out, Tim, that it's only 1.3 seconds covering the top 4, which is incredible. Here goes Jensen down the outside, in the inside of the hangar straight. Jensen takes the lead for SFR, and SFR leads in the league versus league event here.
So it looks like SFR is running first and fifth. Those are the highest two running positions, and it looks like BNL is running second and third at the moment.
I think SFR running first down to. I think the next as high as SFR is SFR Rye. So we're running first and seventh at the moment. So right now BNL will be winning this event on the virtual of their drivers in second, third, fourth, and fifth and sixth. So come on SFR, show us what you got, my friends. Oh, and it comes Fruitful on. Oh, he's gonna look at Jensen down the inside. No. And SFR Rye's gone past. Oh, look at this. Rye's gone past Tom. So that's SFR going up to 6th now. Come on, SFR Rye. Let's see what you can do.
Now behind them, there's the Haas trying to chase down Huge Boom there in the Mercedes. So it is an Alfa Romeo versus Racing Point versus Mercedes versus Haas. Just a four-way battle basically for this lead, depending on how you look at it, of course. So it looks like the Haas of Roan is starting to get very close to Huge Boom, but Huge Boom is starting to gain on Fruitful. Fruitful looks like his car is just not handling as well as he would like to. Another lockup there, which really gave Huge Boom a nice little run.
Here comes the Haas.
On the inside, and who is going to prevail? It looks like it's going to be the Haas, but the Mercedes is going to be on the inside. He will have the preferred line, but the Haas will have the momentum on the outside for the lockup, and he
Lovely
will get
move. Lovely move from R99 Rowan. Absolute brilliant. Swings the Haas into the inside lane. He'll get the outside line. Got into the next corner, and we've got Clarky F1 on Tom. So Clarky F1 goes into 7th place. Good work there for Clarky F1 on the inside of Cops. Absolutely unbelievable overtake for Clarky F1. Now he's going to try and take down SF Rye, who's got a bigger fish to fry. Oh, he's gone a little bit too deep. He got all that corner all wrong. So here comes Clarky F1 on SF Rye now. Rye, who of course is races in the GP2 category, goes very, very wide into Stowe. And here comes Clarky F1. He's smelling blood at the moment. He's from the GP1 category. Wagoner and Old Boy are having a little bit of a squabble. We're looking at this fight at the moment. Here comes Clarky, SF Rye, Tarvo, and Tom Tim, and Clarky is smelling blood at the moment.
Meanwhile, Fruitful getting close to Jensen. He looks like he almost had a run at him there in the third sector, but not able to do so. And then it looked like he hit a curb a little bit too much there, so he lost a little bit of time to Jensen. So now the gap was about 0.4 of a second. Now it's down to 0.6 of a second. He's got the DRS, so he's able to get close to him, but not close enough. Jensen so far holding a nice steady lead, and there's another lockup.
Oh, SFR Rye having a little look at Tarvo, and Tarvo holds on only just. But yes, I think the SFR guys, Tim, are going to show what they're worth now.
That they are. Going a little bit further back down the grid, looks like we have a battle starting to form between Cassidy and Breeze. Of course, that is Cassidy and the Williams for SFR, and Breeze and the Renault.
Oh, Jeff Dan's retired in Brooklands. Jeff Dan's retired in Brooklands, and that is his race over and done with. So now we're going to look at Tarvo, SF1 Ryan Clark. Everyone, here comes SF1 Ryan. Oh, very late move there from Tarvo. He's going to get the outside line for a Stowe. He's having a little go at it. Oh, and very, very close there from the two. As Fruitful dives into the bit, so does Jahogi move. Clipping the curves now through this lovely little section. I think as everyone gets a bit of a mess of it. Oh, you're joking? Oh, he has. He has. Clarky has spun it. Jeez. Oh man, that's not what he wanted.
It was very glitchy there for a minute. I couldn't tell exactly what happened, but definitely he did spin, but he didn't lose. Well, he lost a few positions, but he's still in points-paying positions, and I don't know if he's got any wing damage or not. I'm currently not getting a good view to take a look at it, so maybe, Oliver, if you can see, you can let me know.
What's this about, buddy?
Does Clarky have any wing damage? I think he's okay, so very
Yeah,
lucky
Clarky looks fine. Yeah, Clarky's got no damage. It's just, I think it's just a spin.
So it looks like Fruitful has decided to pit, so he's on the medium tires now. So now the question is, when does Jensen decide to blink and go into the pits?
That's a good point. Very, very good point. So we'll have to wait and see how that works out. So we've got Clarky F1 closing slowly on Breezer. Breeze's having a look at Axel Swag, sorry. Axel, Breeze and Clarkey go down the Hanger Straight, the Wellington's, Hanger Straight, sorry. Got so many good names here. Oh, Jensen's caught a penalty spinning in the pit lane. And so does R99 Rowan. R99 Rowan pits, but Jensen's been hit with a penalty. 5 seconds spinning in the pit lane. Not what he wanted. SFR Rye gets the fastest lap. Good work from him. Tom Tim is closing on behind. We've got Paceven closing in slowly, as well as close down to Tom Tim. Axel Swagger's on his battle with Clarkey and Breezer. And Clarkey is smelling blood on Breezer's Renault. He wants the French. And the British McLaren wants the French Renault. And he wants it for breakfast. Here he goes. Lovely down the inside. And he'll get the move done. Clarkey goes into 5th place. And now he'll try and take down Axel Swag.
And Clarkey started on the medium tires, so he's going to have a while before he really needs to pit. So even though he spun, this is going to give him a chance to kind of recover and gain a few positions. The question is he quick enough to be able to keep him after he pits? And also, it seems like we're going to probably have a medium to soft or soft medium race. But the question is, how worn down are those soft tires going to be at the end of the race?
True point. As Clarkey F1, he's absolutely flying. To look at him go. He's now taking on Axel Swag and gets past it. Clarkey F1 goes into 4th now. Clarkey F1 is absolutely flying.
Yeah, and look at Breeze there, who goes wide actually out of that corner and gets a 3-second time penalty, but he was getting close to Axel Swag there in the racing point and thought for a minute he was going to be able to get by him, but apparently not, as he went very wide, so now he's got the time penalty, but he's still running in what is now the 4th position after jumping a few spots due to pit strategy. So now the top 4 drivers started on the mediums, so probably look for them to pit about, what would you say, 5 laps or so?
I would say another 5-4 laps or so. Fruitful gets the fastest lap. So Fruitful, of course. Where is Jensen? There he is. So Jensen came out of Fruitful in the stops, and then Fruitful took him on the Wellington Straight. So of course Jensen on a lap fresher of tyres than Fruitful. It means don't mean nothing, because literally they're both randomly the same. So we have to see how that all plays out. Let's have a look at Jahoggy Boom on the back of R99, down the inside into Brooklyn's. Job done. Jahoggy Boom goes into 10th place in the Mercedes. In the Mercedes.
So it is Pace, Clarkey, Axel Swag, Breeze, Cassidy, Calvin, Luke, Fruitful, Jensen, and Hoojboom is the top 10 so far. Of course, the top 6 have not yet pitted. So that is 4 drivers on the mediums, 2 drivers on the soft tires. It looks like both Williams drivers on the soft tires. Which one will pit first? It looks like it's going to be Cassidy diving down into the pits now. So Calvin is probably going to follow him on the next lap because they are not far enough away to do a double stack.
Calvin is gone into 5th place because Cassidy is now pitting. Calvin's the only one now to be pitting for the mediums now. Calvin, I think he's going to go very long in his stint. Is he playing for a safety car maybe, Tim?
Maybe so. I mean, if a safety car were to come out here very shortly, that would play into Calvin's hands, but that's not exactly something that you can really rely on. And just imagine if you could. Imagine if safety cars were incredibly common and you could actually rely on them and build your strategy around them instead of having to change it on the fly. That would be probably a driver's dream, because if they could get the safety car just right, they could get the perfect pit stop.
R99 Rowan on the back of Jahoggy Boom. Jahoggy Boom holds on just for now from R99 Rowan. The Mercedes dived straight to the left-hand side. They went back to the racing line, making it. That was his one move. Of course, you can't move twice in Formula 1. That's pretty dangerous racing. And here comes Breezer on the back of Axel Swag once more. Here comes Breezer and Axel Swag down the angle straight. Now, and Breezer gets down the inside before Stowe, and Breezer goes into the 3rd place position. And now he's going to sit the chase down on Clarkey F1, who's running 2nd at the moment. Is SFR Calvin pitting? No, he's not. Calvin's going to go out for another lap. What about on tonight, Rowan and Jahoggy Boom down towards Stowe, and still, Rowan still sticks behind the Mercedes of Jahoggy Boom.
Calvin's a brave man staying out there on those soft tires. I would imagine that they are probably not feeling all that great at the moment, but you know, he knows his tires a lot better than I do. At least I hope he would. So I trust his judgment here to see if he can maybe improve his position after the pit stops. But hey, again, just like everything, we're going to have to wait and see. So far, it doesn't look like there's a lot of battles. However, it does look like Jensen is starting to close in on Fruitful. And Fruitful apparently was able to get by Jensen about a lap or two ago, and I did not notice it. So it's 0.6 of a second separating these two drivers. And this is what's going to turn into the battle for the lead after the drivers in front of him pit. And I think we might have lost Oliver. So in that instance, that's very unfortunate. So going to keep with you here, of course, to update you. Pace, Clarky, Breeze, Axel Swag, Calvin, your top 5, BNL Luke, Fruitful, Jensen, Roan, Huge Boom, Tavo is 6th through 11th at the moment. So Pace still not pitting, Calvin still not pitting. We'll see if he pits this time, though. He is about to approach the pit entrance. Are you with us, Oliver?
Yes, I am with you, yes.
All right, wonderful. We have him back loud and clear.
And Jensen the Fruitful, like you said, Tim, they're about to go into war. Calvin is still not pitting. He's going for another lap on those soft tyres. He is really playing this race out, isn't he? Jeez.
Calvin is the kind of man that would watch a scary movie with all the lights turned off. He is incredibly brave to stay out there on the soft tires for that long.
And it just, so let's have a look at Jensen, Fruitful. These are virtually probably for the race win. Axel Swag is trying to close in on Breezer, but this is a fight we're looking at the moment. What about Jahoggy Boom and Rohan? Them two are quite close together. Jahoggy Boom closing slowly on the house machine. Not enough just yet. So let's go back to Jensen and Fruitful. Jensen from SFR, Fruitful from BNL. So this is the fight we're looking at the moment. As Wagonar gets past Tom, TMMT. Very good work there from him. Martin saying Calvin tried to hold out for rain or something. Maybe it's still overcast. Are we expecting rain? Maybe.
That's what I'm wondering. I was hoping we could get a weather update before the race started.
Oh, here we go. Jensen down the inside.
Jensen goes around. Oh, is there contact? No, there's not. Very close, though. Looks like Fruitful had the momentum on the outside and is able to keep ahead of Jensen. But, wow, that could have been dicey there for a minute.
Oh, man, that was close as hell. Very good racing from the two of them. This is what we like, Tim, isn't it? Good hard racing from both of them, from all leagues really. You can bunch apart slightly, but it's not much, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's always good to see, you know, the racing between the two. You know, and when it's clean, you know, it's aggressive, but it's also clean. It looks like Fruitful, something going on there. Not sure what's happening. Maybe he's just trying to break that slipstream. He dived down the inside really quick, so maybe he was just trying to break the slipstream to, you know, not give Jensen the best to do. But looks like these two drivers are starting to catch some slower drivers in front of him. That is BNL Luke and SFR Calvin. Calvin's still out there on the softs, 14 laps. That is just mad at this point. And it looks like BNL Luke is having trouble to get around him. He might be able to make the pass this time going into Magnuson Beckett. Does he do it? Yes, he did. Oh my goodness, the Mercedes goes around and Calvin's staying in 6th.
Wow! Wow! What a move that was!
Write the letter, put it in an envelope, lick it, stamp it, and send it. That is exactly what BNL Luke did.
And Calvin's taking on Fruitful. He's going to try to hold off Fruitful. Now, Calvin, if you're you, get out of the way of Jensen. And he finally goes into the pits. Finally.
You know, I think that there's a little bit of cahooting going on here, and I think that Calvin might have just stayed out a little bit longer to try to improve Jensen's chances of closing in on Fruitful. Apparently, though, because Fruitful is split Jensen with the other BNL driver of Luke, and look at that, I say that, but now Jensen goes around Luke, so never mind on what I was saying, but I do think that Calvin might have stayed out to try to, help Jensen's chances a little bit, but who knows what really happened. But Jensen, no matter what, just saying, hey, I'm going by you, Luke, and that's exactly what he did now, chasing down Fruitful.
So, Fruitful and Jensen, of course, fighting for the honour of being one of the best in the business. These two, of course, racing at SFR on Thursday. Tune in 7:30 UK time. Will be live for GP1 with Cadwell 5 commentating on the races. And tomorrow, of course, will be our first race in Australia, Monday 7:30 UK time, where myself and Tim will be commentating away for the GP4, the start of the GP4 in Australia. So be sure to tune in for that as Axel Swag gets past Breezer for second place. A good work there from Axel Swag. Jensen, of course, closing in slowly on Fruitful. As we got Breezer into the pits now, so these two drivers will now be promoted up a place. Very good stuff there. And as we got BNL Luke into the pits now. Look, am I seeing this right? So is Clark F1 gone the Of course, the medium drivers, medium tire runners too can go opposite. They can now go on the soft tires now. So let's keep an eye on them slightly.
Oliver, I'll be honest, I couldn't quite hear what you were saying. Your voice was cutting in and out a little bit.
Sorry about that. Let me just check. Yeah, I do get a bit of a lag moment. Bit annoying there. Am I still running okay on your end?
Yeah, I can hear you clear now.
Oh, good. I was just saying, best keep on the soft tire runners because they could play a little bit of a factor here.
Yeah, I really think that they are. I mean, Pace and Axel Swag have a decent lead over Fruitful. Of course, they're not going to hold those positions after they pit, but the longer they stay out, if they can keep the pace, then when they go on those soft tires, they're going to be a lot fresher.
Oh, Fruitful's been caught!
Than anyone else on track.
Fruitful's been caught! 3-second penalty for Fruitful as SFR Ryan now is harassing Tavo.
Unfortunate for Fruitful, they're picking up that time penalty. Looks like Fruitful and Jensen both have time penalties, so that's going to come into play at the end of the race. We got a lot of time penalties, though, as you can see on the leaderboard to your left. The black and white square indicates that the driver has picked up some sort of time penalty. Unfortunately, it does not tell us how much of a time penalty, so I don't know if Jensen has more or less than Fruitful at this point.
Tip, you can press square, go to detail, and you can go and you can put yourself onto the penalties, buddy.
Oh my goodness, is that new? I love it. I love it. So 3 seconds to Fruitful, 5 seconds to Jensen. So that is going to be, that's going to be a problem for Jensen. I mean, obviously, right? But he's going to have to get out to about, he's
2 seconds.
To a 6-second lead. Yeah.
You just found this out then, Tim, have you?
Yes, I did, actually. Well, you got to understand, when we commentate together, you're the one that normally does that because I'm streaming. So I did not realize that was a thing. So that's amazing. And I feel like I've just been introduced to a brand new life.
You don't need to check penalties anymore. You can actually check them while you're on track, which is a good sign, isn't it?
That is perfect, but currently riding on board with Jay Hoojboom, who's trying to get by the AI driver of Connor.
Oh! You better have a look at SFR right here because he is all over the back of Tavo's McLaren right now.
Wow, yes, and so that is Rail in the, or Rye in the 7th place there for SFR in the Alfa Romeo, going up against Tavo in the McLaren, who's also for SFR. So let's see if he's able to get by him. Wow, they are battling. They're not battling like their league mates, but hey, it is still a race, so you can't really blame them there. Tavo really holding up. Rye just really taking the best line through there, and he got an amazing exit out of the final 2 corners, so that's going to set him up pretty for this straightaway going into turn 1. Neither driver lifting. Tavo, though, having a little bit of a bobble there in turn 1, so that's going to allow the Alfa Romeo to close in on him, but not able to get by him thus far. However, there is going to be a DRS coming up here soon. Let's see which driver prevails.
Clark is looking very interested as well on the soft tyres, of course. Soft tyres means better grip, means better pace. And here we go. Oh, here it goes. SFR right going into Brooklyn's right round the outside. He's going to get Tavo here. Tavo's got to back off. No, he's not. Still on the outside. And Rail's got a little bit wobbly on the exit, but he gets the job done. Good move there for SFR right. Round the outside of the in there.
Good move indeed, but Tavo is saying, hey, guess what? I'm still here, and he's trying to get around him, but going through Magnus and Beckett is not really a place that you can pass very easily as Wagner now picks up a 3-second time penalty. However, ride goes a little bit wide there, so now it's side by side, McLaren and Alfa Romeo. Who's going to prevail? It looks like the Alfa Romeo's on the inside, but the outside of Tavo will get ahead of the Alfa Romeo just barely before they got to the corner.
Brilliant move there from Tavo, right round the outside, and gets the move done, makes the move stick. Beautiful, beautiful drive there for Tavo. Clark F1 on the soft side is going to be frustrated right now. And look at he's weaving the in and out of SFR right, saying, look, but I don't want to get past. And Ryan appreciates it, and Clarky F1 gets the inside line. He's going to try down to... Oh, what a move from Clarky! What an absolutely beautiful move! Takes 2 drivers in one space of a track. Absolutely beautiful move.
Clarky taking advantage of the buy one get one free deal that apparently I was not aware of. So good job to Clarky there in it, going into 5th place.
And Ryan having another go.
So now it's still... Yeah, and it's still Tavo and Rye battling it out hard. This time, Rye's got the advantage. Tavo using the slipstream to try to get close to him. Will he be able to make a pass into Magnus and Beckett? We saw it a little bit earlier with other drivers, but not sure if it's going to happen again. Clipping the grass just a little bit, losing just a tiny amount of time, so there will not be a move going into Magnus and Beckett, but there will be a DRS straight afterwards.
The Red Bulls are looking very interested as well, Tim. If you think about it, the Red Bulls are starting to get a little bit interested from this fight as well. Don't involve them. Here goes Tavo again, Tim, for this down this hanger straight. And it
on
comes.
The outside, that's Tavo.
Ooh, close.
Ooh, and Tavo gets loose. He hangs on to it. Good job from Tavo.
I just missed that then as well. Goodness me.
I was riding on board with him, so I could see what he was doing with his wheel, and it was just all over the place there for just a brief moment, and I thought he was going to lose it, but he was able to hang on to it, so good job there from Tavo. Lost a little bit of time to the Alfa Romeo, but hey, at least he's not DNFing out of the race right now.
Good point, very good point there. I was about to say the Red Bull's looking interested, but Pace Sven gets past Wagoner, so Pace Sven on the softer compound tyres is going to try and catch down Tavo. Very good stuff. From the leaders at the moment, just holding about 0.6 of a second, so nothing goes on around there. Excuse me, bit of a yawn. So yeah, the leaders at the moment holding down about 0.6 of a second at the moment. So right now it's still Fruitful ahead of Jensen at the moment. Jensen, don't know, he's trying to make progress there, but looks like Fruitful's got an answer for him.
Yeah, and Fruitful, it seems like Fruitful, he has the pace in a long run throughout the race. So earlier on, you know, Fruitful, he had a good start. He got ahead of Jensen, and then he started to pull away. Then Jensen really started to reel him in. But now we see Fruitful pulling away from Jensen, so it seems like just as the longer this race goes, the happier Fruitful is.
Yeah, I'm going to say this because Fruitful is just controlling the race right now. So as we got the Red Bull on Pace Sven. Oh boy, that's retired. Oh, Fruitful's crashed out in Magazine. We got a safety car. This changes everything, Tim.
Oh my goodness, yes it does. So a safety car because of Old Boy wrecking out, and that was Old Boy in what car was he driving on?
In the Ferrari, buddy.
Alright, so Old Boy in the Ferrari, so that's both Ferrari drivers out. Of course, CPI Connor, you see him still on the board, but that is the AI that's taken over for him. So Connor is not actually there racing, so unfortunately for any Ferrari fans out there, both of those drivers are out.
So, we've only got 4 laps to go in this race. Are they going to go softs, or are they staying out? It's only 4 laps.
Oh, man. I would stay out. I mean, I would stay out, and really it just depends on where you're lining up. You know, Fruitful needs to stay out. Jensen and Huge Boom, they need to stay out. Roan, he might be able to afford to pit for softs. He might be able to, you know, to make up the 2 or 3 positions that he would lose. But there's really no good decisions here. Because
Fruitful's faked it! Fruitful's faked it! He was going to the pits, and then he spooked Jensen into the pits, and Jensen's got another 5-second penalty. Fruitful played that smartly, spooked Jensen to the pits. I saw as well, my goodness me. Fruitful played an absolute tactic ball. Wow.
I'm upset that I missed that. I mean, hats off to Fruitful. I mean, that's like a 9,000 IQ move right there. But I'm upset that I missed that. I was looking somewhere down the line, somewhere a little bit further behind. So Jensen getting a 5-second time penalty for speeding, so that pretty much takes him out of contention of winning this race. So it is BNL who is leading with Roan in second, and then Clarky for SFR is in third, as well as SAF1 in fourth, and Tabo in fifth. All 3 of those drivers, of course, with SFR, and then you got Pace with BNL, Tom with BNL, Breezer with BNL, Axel Swag with BNL, and then SAF1 Mackett with SFR. So that's your top 10.
Right, the guy with the time advantage right now in the top 5 is Clarky, because he's got the only 6 lap old soft tyres, so he can now push those to the very end now, because they have got the much more fresher tyre life. Oh, Jensen, man, that was so unfortunate for him as well. Smart move from Fruitful though, Tim. He almost dived into the pit entry, then turned at the last second, spooking Jensen, duped him into the pit lane. How smart was Fruitful right there? That was unbelievable.
And it's like it's a decision that sometimes you have to make at the last second. So good job there from Fruitful, as I said. That was very smart. And I'm an SFR commentator, but today I'm just a race commentator. And from my race commentator point of view, that was something I've never seen. And well, I didn't see it, but you're telling me about it, and it was just. I'm actually at a loss for words. I never expected to, for something like that to happen. I mean, I always knew it could, but I just never expected it to work, and it did. So, congratulations to Fruitful for making it work. Even if he doesn't win this race, he's accomplished something, and that's pretty good.
Indeed so. Right, Pace Sven looking at 6th place at the moment. Tavo in 5th. Ryan 4th. Excuse me. We've got Fruitful for BNL, Rowan from BNL, Clarkin Rai from SFR, Tavo from SFR, Sven in 6th places from BNL. So right now we've got SFR's 3, 4 and 5. BNL is winning in 2 and 1. So right now, as the way things stand, as you can see on the leaderboard, that now BNL will win this event, due to the fact that Fruitful and Rowan will get the top 2 spots. But let's not count Clarky in that McLaren, because right now he'll be a little bit of a factor on the restart.
So looks like we're going to restart with about 2 laps to go, if it's all said and done. I believe I'm correct on that. So it's going to be pretty much a 2-lap shootout to see who wins this race.
Oh wait, it didn't just, and that's what we... Tomorrow, in it.
Yeah, it really is. Now, one thing I'm noticing is Huge Boom is the driver who was on the freshest softs, but he is all the way down in 11th, so not really sure how much he's going to be able to gain in 2 laps. Clarky F1 is on softs there in 3rd, but those are old softs. So I'm wondering, with 7 laps on those soft tires, they have had time to cool down while we're running under the safety car. So, they've not been under as much stress as they would under.
Here we go.
Conditions. Is Clarky? Do you think he has the tires to maybe, get by the 2 guys in front of him and win this race?
It depends if Clarky's tires have had it or they're still alive. But like you said before, they had time to calm down, freshen down. I think they can survive 2 laps, pushing it full flat out. Waiting for Fruitful right now, Tim, to restart this race.
they can definitely survive second in that Haas machine. And then you got the McLaren of Clarkey in third, who really taking it wide
Tavo side by side.
And trying to use that slipstream to get close to the Haas.
Tavo side by side. Not enough just yet. Always had a look at. Always had Ryder a little bit of a wobble there for the Red Bulls, which is Sven. Here comes Tavo, Tim on Rye.
And meanwhile, Clarkey trying to use DRS. Well, he doesn't have DRS. He's trying to use the slipstream rather to get close to Rowan, and it worked a little bit, but not quite close enough.
Right. Okay. So Tavo almost had the Alfa Romeo, but Tavo in that McLaren got to stay behind. Whew, excuse me. Long day. So pace Sven closing in on Tavo. Clarkey F1 still hovering around at the moment on those 8-lap old soft tyres. Let's see if he can catch him. Pace Sven having a look.
And meanwhile, Clarkey is trying to go on the outside of Rowan, not able to do so. Maybe a little bit of contact there between the two, but Clarkey is not giving up. This is playing into Fruitful's hands very nicely, though, because Fruitful is able to pull away from these two drivers, and it is the white flag lap, 1 lap to go. Fruitful, Rowan, and Clarkey to decide it all, but it looks like Fruitful is in a league of his own, as Clarkey is being held up by Rowan, and he's just trying to get by him, and he does it in turn number 2. Yes, he does. Does he clear him? Not.
Oh!
There's contact. There's contact. He does clear him now, though, after the contact. I don't know if Clarkey did that on purpose or if he just didn't know that he was there. I mean, that's a tight corner, and you don't really have a lot of time to make a decision. But Clarkey, nonetheless, it looks like Rowan is none the worse for wear. Don't see any wing damage on that car, so that's good. And Rowan trying to get close to Clarkey, so I think he's A-okay. However, I'm sure that Rowan is not too happy and might want a little bit of revenge on Clarkey if he gets a chance.
So I'll go look at the penalties. They're equal on penalties. It's a race to the flag.
So Fruitful out of Maggots and Beckett's now. He's just got a few more corners to go, and he can call himself a winner at the British Grand Prix here today. But Clarkey is wanting to catch him. He's just not close enough. And so unless Fruitful picks up another time penalty, that's not going to be the case. But Clarkey, a good, magnificent drive, rebounding. He had a spin there earlier on, but he is rebounded to the 2nd position, and he might just be able to keep it. Rowan in 3rd, doing everything he can to get by, but not able to do it. Fruitful is going to cross the line to win the British Grand Prix. Clarkey in 2nd, and Rowan in 3rd.
And pace Sven, that penalty on to come in now as Jensen goes up to 7th. Axel Fenn, Axel Swag. Well, I didn't even get the chance to. Looks like BNL has done it. BNL looks like they've won this event. But hey, you know what? GG to our drivers today. Clark F1 gets driver of the day, Tim. At least that's something for him, isn't it?
And I agree with that. I mean, he had that spin, and then he was able to just regroup and keep his head about him and rebound to a podium finish. You know that he wanted to be on the top spot of the podium. You know he wanted to win this race, but that's not how it played out. But he can be proud with the podium finish.
And let's just say, congratulations to... What an entertaining race that was. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was very entertaining, and as you said, congratulations to BNL Racing on winning this event here today. All the drivers, they really kept their heads about them, and Fruitful, as we saw, was very quick, so definitely a victory well earned.
Here's our final standings. Fruitful 1st, Clark F1 2nd, Rowan in 3rd, Pace Fenn 4th, Axel Swag 5th, Tavo 6th, Jensen 7th, Tom in 8th, Breezer 9th, SFR Right in 10th, Quinton 11th, Luke in 12th, Jahogi Boom 13th, Calvin in 14th, Wagonar 15th, Maggot 16th, Cassidy 17th, Connor in 18th, Old Boy 19th, and Jeff Dan in 20th place. So that is it for the for this event. Congratulations to BNL for winning that event. They are very, very happy. They're very, very happy right now. I don't blame them. Congratulations to them. But let's just say well done to Clark as well from our side for getting 2nd place. And Tim, with that event done, it's all heads down to tomorrow now.
That it is, and me and Oliver, we're going to be commentating tomorrow for SFR, the GP4 Series League. It's going to officially kick off the start of the SFR season, and first race of GP4 is the Australian Grand Prix. It's going to be a good one. I'm excited to see how it turns out, Oliver.
Indeed so. So, thank you all for watching SFR today. Congratulations to BNL for winning this event. And tomorrow we'll get underway with SFR tomorrow. Join me and Tid tomorrow as we get underway for GP4 tomorrow. Start of the season, for season 8. See you tomorrow. SFR over and out.